Well, welcome to our second lesson on evaluating expressions and combining like terms. We're going to begin this lesson by defining a couple of terms so that we can go ahead and evaluate expressions. And first of all, what is an algebraic expression? Well, an algebraic expression is just basically a mathematical way of saying something. It's a way of communicating a phrase. It does not have an equal sign, but it does have variables or letters in it. So it's just an expression, something like maybe 3xy would be an algebraic expression. Remember, where there's no equal sign because then it would be an equation. So a variable is basically just a letter that represents an unknown quantity. And when we evaluate something, what it means to evaluate is to go ahead and substitute in a number for a variable and calculate the value of the expression. So let's go ahead and put that into practice. Evaluating expressions with exponents. We have two expressions here, and we want to evaluate each expression for x equals -2 and y equals -4. Now you'll notice neither of these have equal signs. They are just expressions. We can have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, but there's nothing to solve. There's nothing equal to anything else. So in order to evaluate these, we're going to go ahead and substitute -2 everywhere there's an x and -4 everywhere there's a y. So here we go. We're going to have -2 for x and -4 for y. So substituting in, we get this. -2 squared is 4. And then we're going to multiply 4 times that -4. That's going to give us a -16. Minus a -4 is going to be a +4. So -16 plus 4 gives us a -12. And that is our final answer. Over on the right-hand side, letter B, 2xy plus 3y squared. Again, we're going to put in -2 for x, -4 for y. And then we're going to go ahead and evaluate that using our order of operations. So -2 times 2 is -4, and -4 times -4 is going to give us a +16. Over here on the right-hand side, we have a -4 squared giving us a +16 times 3, which will give us a 48. And when we add those numbers together, we end up with 64. Here's a couple more examples. It says evaluate each expression for a equals -2, b equals 4. On the left, actually this is a good spot. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video and try to work on this one on your own, and then I'll give you the answer when you come back. All right, hope you gave that a try. Evaluating for a is -2, b is 4. The first step, just substituting in those values and then using our correct order of operations. -4 minus a -2 is -4 plus 2, which gives us the -2 right here. And then over here we have minus a -2 times 4. Now we're going to go ahead and multiply this through. We get +4 minus a -8, which is -4 plus 8, which is, +4 plus 8, which gives us a total value of 12. Over on the right-hand side, substituting in our values, -2 and +4, and then using our order of operations, -2 times 4 is -8, and minus a -2 is going to be a +2. Over here, -2 plus 4 is 2 over 2. That's going to give us a 1. And now we're just going to move left to right. -8 minus a -2 is -8 plus 2, and then plus 1. And now left to right. -8 plus 2 is -6 plus 1, which is -5. This time we're going to go ahead and use a calculator to evaluate this expression. We're going to substitute 6 for m and -3 for p. There's one caution I wanted to mention here, that when you square a negative number, I kind of talked about this one day last week, but when you square a negative number, make sure you're using, first of all, for that negative, on your graphing calculator, it's on the bottom next to your decimal point. Use the negative and not the minus sign. And whenever you're squaring a negative number, make sure you're using parentheses around your negative number, because your calculator, if you put in -3 squared, will give you -9 unless you use your parentheses. Now, some calculators handle it correctly and some do not. So to be safe, use parentheses. So let's go ahead and substitute that in. So we have 3 times 6 times -3, and then plus 2 times negative 3, the quantity squared. Remember, we have to do our exponents first. Negative 3 squared is going to give us a 9 times 2 is 18. And in the beginning, we have 3 times 6, which is 18 times negative 3, which is negative 48, and then plus 18, which gives us a negative 36. All right, terms of an algebraic expression, a couple more vocabulary terms. Well, the terms of an algebraic expression are those expressions, and they're separated by plus and minus signs. Okay, so you might have 3xy plus 5. That would be two separate terms. They're separated by pluses or minuses. Like terms are terms that have the exact same variable with the exact same power or exponents. And a constant is just a number that doesn't have a variable. So let's go ahead and simplify some expressions by combining our like terms. So in this example, we can see that we have some like terms. So 3xy is similar to or is alike with negative 6xy. And then we also have negative 2x is similar to positive 3x. And then we have positive 4 is a constant by itself. So those are the like terms that we want to combine. So in this example, they just put them in a separate order. Remember what property it is that allows us to rearrange the order, and that is the commutative property. So once we order these with their like terms, we can combine them. So the first term gives us a negative 3xy. Now remember, this one's xy and this one's yx, but the order doesn't matter. So we get a negative 3xy. A negative 2x plus 3x gives us a positive 1x, and then we have plus 4. Now we have three terms in our answer, and none of those can be combined because none of them are alike. Here's an application question. It says a metal worker is using the 4 sheets of metal that are shown with the dimensions. What's the total area of the 4 sheets of metal? Well, the first thing we need to do is find out the area of each individual sheet of metal. And the area of a rectangle, remember the formula for the area of any rectangle, the area is equal to the base times the height. So using that formula, we can go ahead and find the area of each of those. The first one has an area of 4x. The second one has an area of 6x. The third one has an area of 2x. And the last one has an area of, I think I need to scroll down so you can see this one, an area of 15x. So to find the total area, we need to add those all up, and they are all like terms. So 4x plus 6x plus 2x plus 15x gives us a total of 27x, and our units are squared. Here is your lesson check. This is a summary of what we've done in this lesson. So what I would like you to do for the lesson check is to go ahead and fill these out on your own, do these problems, and bring these to class tomorrow. And I'll see you then.